today we're going to do something interesting. We're going to kind of play together as I go through the customization of a listings to leads new listing and some of the things that we can do with it with the customization abilities. The reason I'm making this video today is because I teach and train real estate agents how to generate more leads through their real estate websites. And one of my favorite tools has been for years listings to leads, and I love a lot of the things that it does. However, I customize everything. I love to get in there and put my hands in it and change the direction of the links and kind of hack the tool to do some of the things that I want it to do. Therefore, it really benefits me and drives traffic to my website. Where a lot of the agents that I'm teaching will take the simple way and they'll use the tool as it is without the customization, and then they're sending their leads to a website that's not theirs. They're sending it off-site to a single property web page or to something that isn't designed to keep the user on our own website. It's just kind of a simple informational page that is fabulous, but when we customize it and do some things with it, we can actually spin more traffic back to our own website and do more with those leads that are interested in our listings. Okay. Now the tool does a lot of different things. There are seller landing pages, and there's text and IVR, and there's even still QR codes. There's just all kinds of things that the tool does. And I'm going to go through and do a whole bunch of trainings here rolling into 2017 on this tool. But today I want to specifically talk about listings and what we can do with the customization of the templates that we're provided with. Scott Pierce and Vince over Listings to Leads have given us so much ability to customize, which is honestly one of my favorite things about the tool. So I'm going to walk you through this a little bit, and I'll just go ahead and remind you now that I own a real estate business in Las Vegas, and I'm testing outside markets as well with our lead generation strategies. And then we also have a marketing company, ballenbrands.com, that can provide a lot of these services for you, can do a lot of this for you. And we also have on-site training. Well, it's done over webinar. We have training where my team can walk you through exactly how to do certain things, including using tools like these. So don't hesitate to reach out to us at ballenbrands.com. We build real estate websites. We write blog posts. We create your monthly real estate market reports. We can handle your pay-per-click advertising, your Facebook ads, you name it, we do it. So if you're interested in some services and some help and some training, check that out. Okay. Now I'm going to go over here to my listings tab. When you first look at your listings leads dashboard, it can be a little bit overwhelming. Now, if you haven't used the listings to leads tool yet, what I want to suggest to you is that you check this out. Now, if you use my link, which is listings2leads.com/Ballen, let me type that in, listings2leads.com/Ballen, Ballen, which is my last name. You're actually going to receive a free trial and a free extended trial because you're using my link. So make sure you log on and check that out. Okay. Now, there's several ways to add listings. Okay. Depending on your market, there are some markets that don't have syndication, believe it or not. So you'll have to go in and manually enter your listings. That's one way to do it. Those that have the syndication, I know at one time they were pulling from List Hub. I'm not sure now. I'd have to look and see where they're pulling from. But most of your listings will feed in here automatically for you and be ready to go. That's the easy way to set it up. But you can also go in there and grab a listing, which is really cool. And I did one yesterday. So I market real estate listings for other agents, and I have relationships with other agents where they have listings. I market their listings. I generate leads, cultivate the leads, give them back, and then there's a referral fee exchange, which is cool. It's a win-win for both of us. And so I don't want to go in there and manually enter all of this. So I'll go in there and I'll just use the grab listing, and I'm able to pull their listing into here. Now, never do that with somebody else's listing without permission. You don't want to go grabbing somebody else's listing and promoting it and marketing it without their permission. That's not cool. And it's against a lot of regulations depending on your market as well. So you don't want to do that. But that's what I did on this particular listing. I did this one yesterday, and I did the grab listing. And what you would do to do that, you have up here, create a new listing. You have grab active listing. And in that particular case, all you have to do is enter the zip code and the MLS listing ID and D number, and it'll pull that listing in for you. It was super easy. I was really excited to see this yesterday when I was playing with it. So I've got this listing. Now I'm going to click on here. Okay, now this is the coolest part to me about listings to leads, is that from this one listing that's already been auto-populated and filled everything in, I didn't have to go in and add extra images or any of that kind of stuff right now until I want to customize things. It'll automatically create a virtual tour and feed it to YouTube for you, okay? It'll do a just listed link right here that you can then go on over to Facebook. I'll just show you this really quick. Check out this amazing property on over an acre. Okay. And then you can click post. Okay. Now, when they click on this, it goes to the single property page. This is what we're going to talk about today. How to customize this so that you are still generating interest back to your website, that they're not just going to this off your website URL, that we're feeding them back to your website, okay? So this is where all the magic happens. Now, if you wanted to leave it as is, you could. It's already done for you. You go out, post it on Facebook. You hope to get some people coming back in. And if you've set up your links properly in the beginning, you've already got some good links coming back to your website. And then you've got this great registration that pops up and captures leads. You can do that. Here's the one issue I have with this, is that if they don't like this property, so they're going to eliminate this property because it's too big, it's too small, it's too white, it's too brown, it's too in the wrong area, it's too expensive, it's not good enough, it's, you know, all the millions of reasons why people eliminate properties. You don't have anything on this website that has similar properties, so you're going to lose that lead probably right there. That's the biggest thing I want to change, okay? And the odds that they're going to click around on this menu are slim. I actually use heat maps, and I measure where people click. And, you know, if they're just looking at that one property, the odds that they're going to click on to maps and local now or schools or something like that are pretty slim. So we want to mess with those and change this up, okay? And all the meat should actually be here in the body of the listing itself. All right. So that's what we're going to do. So let me go in here now and just delete this because I don't want to leave that up there right this minute. As much as I just wanted to show you what it did. All right. Now, you also can post just listed posts to Facebook and create a just listed flyer that goes to your sphere of influence. You click on the little email button, you pick your flyer, and you send it from there. Okay, and then you can check off when these things have been done. So if this is being done by your administrative team or your marketing company or whatever it is, they can check those off, and then you're going to be able to send a report to your seller as well that these things have been done. Okay, then you can post your just listed Facebook ad listing landing page. So on another tutorial, I'll show you this. This is where you go in and create a Facebook ad, and then you're going to drive them right here to this page once you've customized it, and there's nowhere else for them to go besides register. Okay, I'm actually going to run some tests on this. I think starting this next week here, I'm going to do some A/B testing on when I run a Facebook ad and drive them straight to the IDX page versus when I run an ad and drive them directly to this landing page, this particular landing page. We're going to measure lead capture and see how they perform against each other, which is going to be a really fun test. So there's goods with all of it. All right. So then you run your Facebook ad. You click that little box off, and that's being done. And then you have a just listed print flyer you can mail to nearby homeowners if you're doing print. You can click on this, check that out. You can customize this. And again, to me, it's all about the customization. I love going in and customizing. Just listed printed flyer for buyers, just listed Instagram post. Check this out. Okay, gives you instructions on how to do that. And your YouTube listing video, text sign writers. And this is really cool. Excuse me, I'm not going to show this feature right at the moment, but there's a text to feature. And when you say text here for more information, when they text it, there's an automated response that kicks in that starts communicating with that potential buyer for you. So that's really cool. I recently created a really cool lead generation system that's an automated cultivation system using text automation. And it works in a similar fashion where it starts texting that buyer immediately or that seller trying to generate interest. But this one has a little bit of a dialogue that goes back and forth based on the standards. And so you got to check that out. That's really cool tool also. And the text writers, right now, everything's about text. Going into 2017, you're going to hear more and more text. That is the place to be. Now, when text becomes saturated and there becomes more regulations around that or whatnot, there'll be something else eventually. At one time, email was the big deal. Phones were a big deal. Everybody used to call in front of the yard signs like they don't do in Vegas anymore. And so text is where it's at. So you might check that out. So you click on that, check out your text sign writers. It's got IVR, and here's how the text writers work, and you're able to go in and check all this out, okay? So these are hot for your new listings. Just listed ad posted on Craigslist, okay? Then these are the basic new non-heavy HTML that'll work on Craigslist. Then you've got open house marketing, you've got pending marketing, you've got just sold marketing. So it doesn't stop just when you're marketing the listing. You're able to go on from there, okay? We can generate the PDF. Once you've gone through and looked at and done all of your marketing, and let's just go open that really quick, and you're able to create this report on all of the things that were done, okay? Really, really cool. And this is, guys, if you've got administrative help, this is where you need to be guiding them. They need to be following a checklist. And the biggest opportunity to generate leads as a real estate agent is from your listings. Still to this day, even though we don't get as many people that pull up in front of a house and call off of that yard sign, there's still a lot that can be done. There's text, and there's search engine rankings, and there's social ads and interest and Pinterest ads and Twitter ads and blog posts and videos, YouTube. There's so much we can do with our listings, and as an industry, we're just not doing enough of it. And so what happens instead is Zillow gets our leads. Realtor.com gets our leads. You know, all of these other places that are out there marketing our listings, they get our leads. Now, you might think, oh, that's okay. I pay for Realtor.com, so my number and everything's on the right-hand side, or my link's on the right-hand side. But if they go there and they want to browse other properties, they start surfing properties on those websites instead of on your website. That is not what we want. We want them back on our websites looking for other properties so that we're leveraging those listings and getting more leads from them. Okay, so here's what I like to do. I like to go in here right out of the gate and edit enhance listing. Now, I have not done this one yet, so that's why I said we're going to play today. And this is perfect because it's a long video today, obviously, but I'm walking you through actually how to do this and how to make the most out of your tool. Okay, so select the status. It's a non-MLS listing. It's a coming soon. It's a just listed. It's active. It's in contract, under deposit, active contingent, pending, just sold. For lease to own, seller leads, blah, 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 blah. We have all this good stuff, okay? Well, we're going to use it just listed for this particular one. Now, listing headline. I want you to think about this one carefully because you should be thinking right now about the search engines because those title tags are very powerful on the search engine still. And you should also be thinking about a call to action. What is going to grab the interest of that consumer, okay? So, and you also have to think about the length of the listing. So if I believe people are going to pull up in front of this house, they're going to see the address, they're going to be Googling the address, I want to call this by the address name because I want to capture those people that are Googling that address. However, if that address is hidden behind a gate or it's not something people are going to pull up in front of, instead, I want to title this based on the keyword. So in this particular case, I might, instead of putting 3766 West Pebble Road and marketing it by the address, and in this particular case, this is exactly what I'm going to do because I'm marketing this listing for one of my partners. So I don't want to take away their leads from their address searches. So I'm going to do a keyword search instead. So I'm going to do custom home for sale in Las Vegas on over an acre. Okay. Now, what I'm targeting right now is people that are researching custom homes and people that are specifically searching homes for sale in Las Vegas over an acre. And or I could do in Las Vegas on 1+ acre. Now, people search all different ways. So I might even change this. I might for a week or two run it on the exact over an acre, and then I might change it to 1+. Google's pretty smart about this stuff. So usually people will type in an acre, though a 1+ acre is also going to show. But if I want it to be as close as possible and I'm doing my research and I know more people search for Las Vegas on over an acre, then I will title it based on that. I'm going to be as close as possible. But all right, so I want to show you, let me just see something really quick. This is what your single property page would look like before it's customized. Okay, so it's going to have whatever links you have preset. And in my case, I've gotten rid of most of these tabs. So I've got description and I've got photos. And these links here are pretty standard. Schedule showing, free list of foreclosed homes. I'm going to change that because that's outdated now for Vegas. Free home value, search all homes for sale. So these are customizable. You can set these up to be defaults the first time that you set up your account. You can go in and edit them, or you can change them just for the listing, and I'll show you that too. And then we've got our little standards in here. So that's it. So you're seeing the basic. Now you're going to see what happens when we customize it in a couple minutes here as we go through this, okay? So now we're going to select if we want to use IVR, and we can assign an extension to it. So if you're using the text and IVR tools, you can assign an extension to it. So when the person texts in, calls in, they can use that particular number. Okay. Then the listing date, showing agent, do not check if this is your listing. But in my particular case, I might have my partner assigned to it, so I might check it off. Your open house times, if you want to market open house, which I think is a fantastic idea if it's your listing or you're sitting open houses. Neighborhood or farm. Okay, this is really important. People search the search engines, and I focus on the search engines. Okay, I don't like the term quote SEO, but I do focus. I focus heavily on the search engine. So all of my content is search engine optimized. It is designed to rank well in the search engines, and I study how people search and how buyers search and how sellers search and what keywords they use and what they like and what they don't like. And they do search by neighborhood. They do search by zip code. They do search by schools. And so these are important things to include here in your listing that isn't already preset, okay? So I'm going to go over here and look at my listing on Pebble. And I'm going to look at my partner's listing. And I'm going to look at this and go, okay, there's no particular subdivision, there's no particular neighborhood or homeowners association that this community would be known for. So 89139 is in the 505 Southwest area. So maybe I'll just do Southwest. People do search by Northwest, Southwest, East once they learn an area. And buyers today are so savvy, you guys. They're online, they're tech-driven, they're research-driven. They are learning quickly if they want to live in the north, the south, the east, this county, this county. They learn what things are called and named, and then they start searching that way, okay? So the neighborhood, this one's going to be in the Southwest. Maybe I'll do, it's already got the zip code, so I'm going to say the Southwest, okay? It's already got their defaults, 4-bedroom, 2 bath, 3 half baths, listing MLS. Okay, the lot size. Now it doesn't have the lot size, and in my case, that's really important because land in Vegas is tough. It's hard to find a home on an acre, on over an acre. So I want to make sure that that's in here. Now in this particular case, I don't have it listed. I know it was over 40. Oh, there it is, 46,174 square feet. So I'm just going to go over and copy that, paste that in there. The year it was built, if you want that in there, the residential to single family home. Okay, the listing URL. Okay, so now this is going to matter if you want to use your, if you want it to go somewhere else besides here. Okay, so right now, that URL is going to go right here. It's going to go to the single property website, which we're going to customize. Okay, so for this particular case, I'm going to leave this here. But if instead I want them to go to my page right here I created on my website, I might take this URL in there and replace it instead, okay? So you can play with this. You can change, I don't care about the QR code so much, but if I wanted to drive people instead to my website, I could change it to a page on my website instead of sending them here. But for this particular case, we want to send them there so I can show you how to maximize this, okay? Custom vanity URL, I think that's really cool that they're doing that. Or you can enter your own right here. If you're going out and registering 3766 westpebbleroad.com and you want to put that vanity URL in there, you absolutely can do that, okay? Guys, this is where the gold happens, is this box. This box is everything. This is your WYSIWYG editor. What you see is what you get. You don't have to know code. It's so easy. This box is what's going to create content here. And this is what's going to drive people back to your website. Probably not much up here. Probably not much up here. This is what's going to drive people to your website. So this matters, okay? So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the description. And this, I customize this here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to include links back to additional properties on my website. I'm going to create a bullet pointed list. And this is an example because this one's already done. I'm going to create a bullet pointed list of the top features. I'm not going to use heavy text. People do not like to read heavy text. They want to look, digest things quickly. And on a mobile device, this is 100 times more true. Right now, we're looking at this on a desktop and it looks beautiful, but on a mobile device, you shrink that down and it's big chunky text. They're going to bounce off. They're going to leave. So you need to keep these really simple, okay? I've got links that are call to action to get that lead to register. And I've got other areas on my website that they might be interested in. Other houses that face south. Other homes that are 1 to 5 acres. These are links that are there designed to get them clicking and going somewhere else. So since I already did this, and for the sake of moving our video along, I'm just going to copy this. And I'm going to paste it on my listings to leads page. You see this? Okay. One of the mistakes that people make on their listings is that they show all the photos. In my opinion, this is a mistake. You see this? It's beautiful. It's sexy for the seller. And if you're just trying to show the seller a sexy website, you don't want to touch this. You're going to put the content in, you're going to leave the photos the way they are, and you're going to send this to the seller and they're going to be thrilled. What this does not do for you as the real estate agent is bring you in extra buyers, because you've already given them everything that they need here by showing them every video, every picture. And the more pictures you show them, the more likely they are to eliminate that property. Oh, it doesn't have this kind of shower. Oh, it doesn't have this kind of bath. Oh, it doesn't have this kind of floor in the garage, or it doesn't have whatever. Oh, I don't want a golf course in my backyard, or, you know, that type of thing. So if that's what your, that's amazing. Isn't that an amazing pool? I love that pool. So showing them too many pictures can be a drawback, okay? And I'm going to show you where we're going to change that in a couple minutes. So what I do is I will include, generally speaking, I include one phenomenal picture. Then I have a link that says view photo gallery. And let me show you what happens when they click this link. Let me see if I can get this to, let me preview it. Okay, view photo gallery. Dun, da, 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 forced registration, okay? Now, I did this with IDX Broker. So I use IDX Broker as my primary listing provider on my website. And at Ballen Brands, we build websites. They're called Brews, Ballen Real Estate websites, and we do use IDX Broker as our primary listing provider. That IDX Broker provides all those homes on our website, shows the listings. And we use it for a million reasons that I'm not going to go into today, but it is absolutely our favorite and completely customizable, which is another one of our favorite things about it. Well, all I did is I went over to my IDX Broker page. So this is on my website. And I just copied this view photo gallery link. And all I have to do is go over to listings to leads. Let's get out of the preview. And I just paste that in there. Oh, look at that. It's even prettier as a button. Ooh, will the button stay? Oh, hot dog. I like that even better. Oh, I like that a lot. Okay, I'm excited. All right, so those buttons will actually capture over better than these little things will, okay? Now, whatever website you have, that copy and paste will probably work the same. So you go to your website, you look where you have a call to action link, either schedule a showing or more info. In my case, I have this cool setting on IDX Broker that says, I don't want to force registration on anything except for the photos. And guys, the reason I did this was I tested and measured it. I have heat maps and scroll maps, and I can see where people are clicking on the pages and they're clicking on the photos. Guess what else? They find the photos valuable. They're more likely to register on the photo gallery than they are on any other forced registration. On IDX Broker, guys, I can change this to a non-forced registration. I can change it to a requested registration. So they could close the box out and not have to register. It's up to you how you want to do it, okay? For the search engines, in many cases, I like people to browse, click through to more pages. I want a higher user experience. But if I'm going to run an ad and I have a forced list, and I'm running a listing ad like this, and I want people registering, I'm going to do a forced registration. So you can play with it in a lot of different ways. This is my favorite way to do it, okay? You have to have an offer. Now, listings to leads, though, does have a box that pops up if you want to leave that box. So nothing on the page has to be clickable, and after they're on the site for a certain amount of time, it'll pop up, and I'll show you that as well. So there's lots of different ways that you can have them register. But I want to make sure that they're registering on the photos because that's the hottest ticket in town. And I'll show you how to turn off the other registration and get them clicking through, okay? So here in this particular case, I'm giving them lots of ways to click through. They can click on other houses that face south. Now here's what's really important. I want to show similar listings, okay? So somewhere on here, I'm going to have see more custom homes with at least 4 bedrooms on 1+ acres under, now this particular listing is 700,000. So I might do under, or I'll do $700,000 or less. Okay, now if this was the only listing that's available on over an acre under 700,000, you're going to have to change a little bit of those varieties. And I don't know yet because we're about to go over and find out what we have, okay? Now, in my particular case, I could do this a bunch of different ways. I'm going to go over to IDX Broker. This is the back end. So I'm going to go in and build a back end widget on IDX Broker that is going to create a set of those listings. If I only had, let's just say I'm using Playster. I've got a Playster website, okay? I'm on Playster. Oops, let me close the analytics. Okay, so on Playster, I need to go to the, I could do this on the back end or I could do it on the front end. So I'm going to go to homes that are a maximum price of 700,000 with at least 4 bedrooms. And I'm going to go to the search. Okay, now, is there any other, okay, I can also say only show me homes that are in Las Vegas, and I could do it by neighborhood if I wanted to, and that are in 89139 maybe as that in the same zip code. I could do that if I wanted to. I'm not gonna in this case. What I can't pull on here is the lot square footage, so I can't pull on over an acre. So if I'm using a website like this instead, I'm going to say see more homes for sale under 700,000 or under with at least 4 bedrooms. And I'm not going to try to sell the land because this particular MLS doesn't have that option. Now, if you've got an upgraded version or whatever your website is and you can pull the land, then pull the land. But I can do this on the front end without even logging in. And guess what I do right here? I take this URL, copy, go over to my website, go over to listings leads, highlight this text, and put in that link. Whatever website you have, this will work with as long as you have IDX. So you can either build a back-end link, a back-end widget, a front-end link, whatever works for you. Okay, now watch. When they click on this, let's do the preview. Click here. 3,000, oh, there's that thing again, 3,462 listings found, and they can start browsing, okay? That's fine. By the way, if you're building on Playster, we can help you with that too. We have packages where we can help set up your Playster and the basics. We're not going to unlock the back end and do all that fancy schmancy stuff, but we can set it up for you and put your sliders on there and put your, upload your images, build out your neighborhoods, put some content on there. So if you're using Playster, that's fine. If you're using Boomtown, hallelujah, great capture rate. I prefer you own your own website, like your own WordPress, but Boomtown does have good IDX websites that capture as well. And so if you're using that and want to create a link right here, you can actually go in. I know I do pay-per-click on Boomtown sites, so you can actually log into the back end, create a custom URL for homes that are on 4-bed, that have this IDX setting, and then you can actually track it, and it'll tell you that you got a lead coming from listings to leads if you set that source up. So it's really, that part's really cool. So depending on what website you use. Now in our particular case, we're going to get fancy schmancy here. Now here's what we're going to do. We're going to go over to IDX Broker. I'm going to go to Designs, Widget, Create, Showcase Widget, Custom Search, Advanced Search. Show me only homes that are active, not under contract, that are in Las Vegas, that are under 700,000, that have at least 4 bedrooms, and that have an image, and that are on at least an acre of land, which is, where are my acres? Oh, 1 to 5 acres, quarter to 1 acre. I'm going to do quarter to 1 acre because I said, and I'm going to do 1 to 5 acres. Why not do it all? There we go. See, this is why I love IDX Broker. Then we're going to view the results in a new window and see how many listings we have. What? 439. Oh, look, our listings right on top. 439 listings that have at least 4 bedrooms that are on, quarter to an acre. That was my mistake. We said that are on at least an acre. That makes more sense. All right, now let's look. Let me close these out. There we go. That's what I was looking for. 17. Okay. Now, I have lots of options here. I'm going to save this widget, and I'm going to say this is or I could have done this as a saved link as well, but I'll show you why I'm doing it as a widget. And I'm going to do this as Homes Like Pebble. Now, nobody sees that. This is for my eyeballs. And I'm going to say sort it from highest to lowest because I want our listing right there on the top. I'm going to do a 3-column box because it's going to make them bigger, and I'm going to show up to 15 listings and then give them a link to view more, and I'm going to click Build Widget. Now, let's see if this still works because it's been a little while. I'm going to copy this code. I'm going to go over to Listings to Leads. I'm going to click on Source Code, and I'm going to paste that widget at the bottom. This worked last time, so let's see. This is hacking. This is what I mean by hacking a system because it was not designed to do this, but I'm doing it. All right, now we're going to click Preview and cross our fingers. Dude, look. Yes, I did just dude. There it is. Oh my gosh, I get so excited about this stuff, you guys. It works. Okay, so we're going to leave that alone. And then the actual link, if I wanted to include this as a link, I'm going to go back to the Preview widget. I'm going to take this link. I think that one will work. Hold on a second. Let me just make sure it works without being logged in. Yeah, it does. Okay. And I can paste this here. Now, if I want to track that, I'm going to have to go in there and set up a special code to track it. But for today, I'm not getting into all that. So I'm going to go like this and change that link. This is so exciting. I love this. Okay. Now we can assign content to the listing. Free home values, experience wow. So these would be things that we have pre-set up. I'm going to leave the free home values one in there so that you can see how I embedded the home value page. Okay. Include in the listing widget, yes. Now, here's the pop-up registration option. Follow this home display time, okay? I'm gonna have it pop up in 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, or not at all. In my case, I'm not gonna have it pop up at all because I'm using the view photo gallery as my lead capture. But if you don't have that set up, you're gonna make sure that this pops up. And follow this home, if you want to use that, is going to pop up in 10 seconds or 15 seconds or whatever it is you want. The good news is, since this is not our website, we're not worried about SEO. Google is telling us that those forced registration pop-ups on first landing are a no-no for SEO, and I believe that to be the case because it doesn't provide the best user experience when you're forcing registration like that. They can't go any farther. It's got a barrier behind it. But this isn't our website. This is a website we're sending them off to, so I'm okay with that forced registration. And the pure purpose of this page is to get registrations. And so for me, I want a forced registration here somewhere rather quickly. So you can either do it that, use your embedded. I'm going to turn mine off since I have an embedded. Okay. Now you can force it, follow this home forced registration, not closable without them filling it out. So there's nowhere else for them to go. They have to fill this out, then they can get in. Okay. You're going to have the highest bounce rates, which means more people are just going to leave when you have a forced registration, but you're going to have higher registrations. You're also going to have higher Fred Flintstones and bad numbers and bad emails when you force a registration. You have to test and measure. For me, if I'm running an ad, I'm forcing registration. Okay. Now down here, add phone field for follow this home. Here's what you need to know about this. The more fields you have, the less likely the person is to register. So if you just want massive registrations, you're gonna skip the phone number. For me, I'm never gonna skip the phone number because I use Autopilot ISA and I have a text system, and if I don't have their phone number, I can't communicate with them by text. In my experience, emails just aren't that powerful anymore. They still have some use, and we still use them, but I need a phone number on there. So I am personally going to force a phone number. Okay, that's just how I roll on my lead generation right now. Okay, so add phone field up. Of course, in my case, I'm not having it pop up anyway, so it's not even going to matter. So we're going to click save, and none of that's going to matter because I'm not using that pop up. All right, now let's look at it. Okay, now I still have to go in and adjust the photos. So let's go ahead and look at our single property page by clicking on that red house. Check this out. Dude, this as is, this puppy's like phenomenal already. Okay, I'm already thrilled to pieces. What I don't like is that there's too many photos on here, so this person's not going to be inclined to register. Okay, I'm also going to get rid of like that print brochure. I'm going to get rid of that. There's a couple things I'm going to get rid of up there. Okay, we don't need those tabs. They probably aren't going to click on, but you can leave it. It won't hurt. Now, why did that just pop up? We turned that off. That might be something different. I have to go back and look. Okay, well, I was able to close it, so that's okay. No harm. Okay, so here, what we're going to do now, we've enhanced the listing. We need to look at the photos. So let's go back into edit, enhance listing. And over here on the left-hand side, we can add a custom banner. We can mess with analytics. See right here, it's going to show us reporting. We can create a listing landing page conversion code. So we can put in, if I run a specific ad and want to put in my Facebook pixel, my Google AdWords tracking code, my Facebook retargeting code, Google retargeting code, which I am going to do, by the way, because I do want to track those. And import a property video. So if you have a custom tour, you can import that in here. You have your open house tools. Now here's where we're at. We're at edit our single property website because that's what our focus is today, is on that single property website. Okay. Now I want to maybe change these tabs. So if I go here to edit tabs, I can choose what I want to show. So if I don't want that print brochure to show, I just click deactivate. Okay. I can also add a tab by going here to create a new tab, and I would, by the way, more homes like this one. So instead of putting that listing grid where we put it, I think I'm actually going to go back and change that. I'm going to put it here instead, and this will still show up on that main page. So let me check this out really quick. So what should happen now is we should actually see that grid twice. Let me see. First, yeah, I think this is the other grid right here. Nope, that's the map. Okay, well, actually, that's what I kind of wanted, was I didn't want it to double up on here, so that's good. Okay, so when they click on this tab, more homes like this one, then there's the grid. Sorry, I'm just scrolling really quickly. More homes like this one. That's bizarre why it's shooting down to that. Yeah, I don't like that. I'm going to play with this when I'm not with you guys just so that I can see. might still leave that just for a minute. So I want to mess with that. Okay, property video. I don't have a video on there right now. I'm going to deactivate that. I'm going to deactivate that maps and local because I don't want them on this particular site checking out the maps and local. I want to get them over to my own website. So for now, I'm going to deactivate that. I'm going to, walk score could be activated. My reviews. Okay, so if you have Zillow reviews, there's a way to link that here, and you could have your reviews showing on here. I would leave that. I think that's really cool. So now I only have description. There's the description. So really all these tabs are doing is they're like an anchor tag, and they're just shooting the person down on that actual page. They're not taking them to a new page. They're shooting them down to the content on that page. So description, photos, schools, more homes like this one. And I need to, that one is not functioning correctly. So I need to look at that one. That should be shooting them to the IDX, and it's not. So I need to look at why. But free home values is correct. So the only one's not working correctly, and I'll find out why that is. That's probably user error. I'd have to look at what I did on that one. So I'm going to deactivate that one for the moment. And you know what it might be? I just got it. That widget isn't working on there. Let me see. Oh, it looks like it is. Try that one more time. Edit tabs. Let's activate it. Let's preview it. No, still not working. Okay, well, I just won't worry about that one for next. We already put it in the body anyway, so it really doesn't matter. Since all those tabs are doing is just shooting them down the page, as long as your page is clean and it's easy to see, they're going to scroll anyway. You just don't want to have, especially on a mobile device, you don't want to have anything in here that they have to scroll past that isn't the value they're looking for. Okay, I love that it puts the IDX on top of those photos, okay? So, see all photos. Yeah, that I don't want. So let's go into here now. We're going to go to Edit Images. Okay. Now here, I have the ability to move the images around based on what I want to show on here. And I have the ability to delete. So I'm going to delete anything right now that isn't the, I think I'll include that pool picture and I think I'm gonna, in this particular case, maybe I'll leave a few since there's so many. We have 35 pictures on this one. So I think I'll leave the kitchen. I love this. Okay, I love this one better. I like that pool one better. Oh my gosh, there's so many. Next time I'm not gonna upload so many. Because really what would have been smarter in my case, because I'm only using this for an ad, I'm not using this for any print marketing. What I should have done is just uploaded the 3 or 4 or 5 pictures to begin with. I'm going to do that one. I'll leave that one. And I'll go ahead and leave that golf course one for fun. And the kitchen. Maybe we'll go ahead and leave the front of the house. All right. Now, delete selected images. Click OK. And we'll let that roll. And you can see down here it was still working. Okay, so now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 images. I really think I want to keep this at 5. I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm going to get rid of the front of the house. Okay, if I only had 5 pictures, I'm only going to include 1 on here because I want that view photo gallery to show the total number on my other website so that they click through to my other website. Okay, so now we look at this again, and we have see all photos. Yeah, I wish I could change that link. I'm going to have to talk to Scott about that because what I'd like to do is, okay, so you know what I'm going to do? That view photo gallery, I'm going to change that text. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back here. I'm going to go back to the listing now. We're almost done. And I'm going to go to edit. Now this is much faster when I'm not, this may seem long, but it's much faster when I'm not talking to you guys. I can whip through this super fast. And so would your admin or you be able to do once you got good and fast at this, okay? I'm going to take this out just so that you guys can see what it looks like without that. Okay, and we're going to change this. See where it says view photo gallery? I'm going to do this. There are more photos. Now I'm going to do this. Call to action. Oh. Click to view even more photos. You know, so in this particular case, because it is showing the photos, I think I'm going to leave that. I'm also going to leave that registration. I want them to, I'm going to let that pop up too. That, just in case they don't click on that photo gallery, I'm going to have a backup registration on here. So I'm going to say, have it pop up right away, but I'm not going to force it. Okay, now let's check this out. That was too fast. That was too fast. So let's have it upload in, let's do 15 seconds. Check that out. I'll have to test that and see what works the best, 10 or 15 seconds, okay? So now they're browsing, they're looking at this, they immediately click on the see all photos, or they're gonna click down here to click to view even more photos, okay? And so if they click here, it opens forced registration. That's what I want. But if not, this one pops up, okay? So either way, they're being asked to browse. I may even change that to 30 seconds now, because that popped up even faster still than I want. And then they're going, oh, okay, oops, let me look at these photos. They might click on see all photos, but then they go down for more info. You know what, you guys? I really believe I need just one photo. I really believe I just need one photo. I'm going to do it. So go to edit. I don't want that see more photo link on there since the way I'm forcing it. So I'm going to go in here and change it to edit images. I'm just going to pick one. And I think I'll just do the pool. And I can test this. Like I can play with it for a week with just the pool, and then I can, you know, or for a few days. And then I can come back and say, let me test this with the kitchen, because I think the kitchen will work better. I could also clone this and make two of the same listing and run ads back to back, and one will be the kitchen and one will be the, you know, one will be the pool. And so I can play with it that way. All right, that's what I want. Now let's see what it does. Oh, darn it. Well, that's why I said we were playing. It still has a see all photos link no matter how many photos you have there. So it might be worth putting the 5 on there. I wonder if I can change that. I'll message Scott and find out if there's a way to get that not on there. If there's only one photo, because for me, I want it to be only one photo, and I don't want that link to be there. I want to be able to do that down here instead. Okay. So if they click on more info, it opens to my IDX broker site where they can request more information about that property. If you don't have that, you can use the listings to leads link. So here's an example for more info. What you could do instead is down here, if you go to edit the listing, there's a single property right here. It's listing landing page. If we open that, that's your more info page where they can get more information. So this link here, you can just put that in that body instead. And all you have to do there is just go and put in the link wherever you want it. More info. All you have to do is put in get more info or more information, highlight it, link it, and put the link to the more info tab. Okay. If you're using Google Forms, if you're using Wufoo, WUFOO.com for your to collect leads and register, you put it in there. If using MailChimp or any of those, you can set up a single property landing page, a registration form. In my case, I also use Infusionsoft, so I could create an Infusionsoft custom form if I wanted to. I have found I like it this way. I like it going through the IDX broker site. So those are those links here. If they click on this link here, they go to, let's do the preview. They go to my website, my brew site, and it has all homes for sale in 505 in the Southwest. So then they can start browsing right there, okay? Remember, the ultimate goal, basically what I have showed you today, is yes, we want to provide a service for the seller. We want to get as many eyeballs on that property as possible. So we're going to take the time. We're going to market their listing properly. We're going to run Facebook ads. We're going to run social media links. We're going to try to have it rank on the search engines, and we're going to send out e-flyers and to our board, and we're going to do open houses. We're going to do all this marketing that we do for them. And we're going to spend the time to customize it. That's what we get paid for. So we go in there and we customize it. But the beauty of the customization, you guys, ultimately, is it's a benefit to you because it drives the traffic back to you, okay? The odds are now that this person's on my site, they are going to click on one of these. Then they have a choice to register or not register, okay? And if I wanted to make this even shorter, I could get rid of all of this and just put the IDX in there and have them searching, or have a link in there depending on what your regulations and rules are and how you want to work your IDX, okay? This is a hack. This is a workaround. I just practiced it. I just tested it one day to see if those IDX widgets would work on there, and they did. I don't know which ones will and which ones won't. Otherwise, just put a link on there. Get them browsing properties. Another workaround is a fake out image. Let me show you this really quick. So let's just say you don't want to put this actual IDX on there. You actually can go here, take your IDX box of properties that show up, and you draw a box around those, making this little image here. Okay? Then you would go over to your list, your landing page. I mean, I got a million ways to make this stuff work for you guys, I'll tell you. And instead of having that, what we want to have down here is we're going to upload an image. So we're going to go to image and upload. Make sure your images are always under, I like them to be under 200 megabytes of a size. Okay, let me just grab this desktop. There it is. Drag and drop it in, close that, loading. Yeah, see, this is way too big. I would need to resize that before I load this so it doesn't kill the site speed. But anyway, for the sake of just showing you the preview, let me go back. Oh, did I put it in there? Where did it go? Where'd it go? Oh, duh, there it is. Image description, homes for sale on over an acre in Las Vegas under 700K. Notice the keyword in the image title, but yet it homes for sale. I'm going to put list of homes for sale. It's telling, it's describing what that picture actually is, not just stuffing the keyword in there. And then you could change the dimensions here as well. Click OK. Yeah, it's way too big. Now let's preview it. Oh, that looks beautiful, actually. Okay, so instead of having this down here, you would have your image up here. So you would make sure that that's sized correctly. Well, what you do is, once the image is in there, and of course, that's way too big, so we'd have to resize that. We're going to click on that, and we're just going to click on our link that has those properties, and we're going to include a link here. Okay, and now when they click on that little fake out box, it'll take them to the page of listings. You see that? That's a beautiful way to do it too, you guys. So there's so many ways. There's links, there's pictures that you could put a stock art picture right there that says see more listings or browse your way, or join the exclusive real estate club. There's so many different ways to do this. This is just one of, I don't need that since I already have mine in here. So I'll click save, and that's it. We're pretty much ready to go. Here's what I would say typically. In my experience, if you can have virtual assistants do this kind of work, like in the Philippines and stuff like that. They can do this kind of work. It doesn't require a massive creative process as long as you have this is the way we do it every time. We put one image, we put 5 images, we put bullet point descriptions, we have our whatever links you guys want in there. We put in an IDX grid or IDX links or something like that, and we take away the excessive tabs that they don't need maybe, or you leave them in there, it's up to you. And that's how we're going to roll these out every time. I would say when you get a new listing, about an hour. So an hour to customize the listing the way you want it to, upload your photos, create the bullet points, create the links, and run a Facebook ad. I would say it's probably an hour start to finish on a regular basis once they get fast enough. So I would think that any team, any individual real estate agent can spend an hour marketing a new listing online by creating this and optimizing this, and then running an ad around it and sending people to that site, sharing it on social media, blasting, creating an email that goes out to your sphere or to your real estate agents if that's what you want to do, letting the video promote go to YouTube, and then having that link come back to your website. I think this is fantastic, and I just don't think most agents are doing it. So this tool is really cool. Again, to get onto Listings to Leads, you're going to go to listingstoleads.com/Ballen and receive your extended trial to check this out. The tool also has home valuation, instant home valuation pages, other single property landing pages, and I'm going to be featuring those all year long as we go through and really maximize the opportunity of using this absolutely incredible tool. So thank you so much for joining me today. If you want to learn more on how to generate leads online, you're going to want to check out theballenmethod.com. That is my training system, and you're going to be able to learn how to do all of this, and hyperlocal blogging, and run Facebook ads and Google AdWords, and rank on the search engines, generate more leads, cultivate more leads. And you'll be able to find all that at theballenmethod.com. Thank you so much for joining me.